What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. This is the Isaiah Center Show, and today we're going to be reacting to why is everybody turning on Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate has been a prominent figure in the last 8 years. He's been pushing the ministry stuff, and stuff just been left. Stuff just went left. I just put it like that. He's been accused of sex trafficking, exploitation of women, and basically he's facing charges, serious charges. But this video is going to be breaking down how he basically lost everything. Everybody's turning on him. Even his real red pill bros are turning on him. Let's jump straight into the video. Let's see what's going on. Please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, let's see what's going on, man.
On July 27th, Andrew Tate had this tweet sent from jail, thanking everyone for holding signs outside of it. But that same tweet was met with a community note exposing the cold reality.
So I'm joined here today with the lone protester who's been standing outside of Andrew and Tristan Tate's jail all by himself.
4 years ago, Tate was one of the most Googled people on the planet and had millions of men behind him. And since his arrest last month, the people in the past that defended him the loudest have gone silent as more and more people are convinced of his guilt. But what makes it strange is that everything that you'd assume finally drove people away has been public for years now, most of it coming from his own mouth. So the evidence against him didn't do this, something else did. The same thing that made him powerful is the same thing that caused his downfall. And here's where you start to see it. On July 18th, U.S. Marshals arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate outside of a boxing event in Miami on 59 charges, all of which they deny.
What's crazy about this, I like how you just said that all these people that's turning on Andrew Tate, these are things that was public knowledge. It's public knowledge that Andrew Tate said that he was having sex with a 60-year-old. So Candace Owens, Donald Trump's son, all these people, Tucker Carlson, who so-called turned on Andrew Tate, this stuff that he's been accused of is been public. Even when they was hanging out with Andrew Tate. This just showed you that some of these people are not genuine. They're not genuine about supporting people. It's just all a grift. You telling me now he's being charged with it, you don't want to mess with him, but you knew these allegations been out there. These allegations been out there that he's been abusing women, exploiting women. But now all of a sudden, oh, we don't associate with him. It's fake, bro. All this stuff is fake.
But just 4 months earlier, Tate sat across from Candace Owens and dared them to come.
I'm right here in Miami. Come get me. Arrest me. You think I'm not ready? You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me. Arrest me.
And this is even more stupid. I'm sorry, he said, you think I don't wipe my phone every night? This is just showing that you're more guilty. This just does not make sense.
That last part about his phone may sound like a strange thing for an innocent man to say, and this made it stranger. During his arrest, it looks as if he's trying to hand his phone to his bodyguard. He doesn't see it, so it hits the ground instead. But the part that's even stranger is what happened after that moment. He's been in jail for about 2 weeks now, and Candace Owens, who's defended him several times in the past proclaiming his innocence, hasn't said a word since. And Donald Trump Jr., who called Tate's detention absolute insanity back in 2023, and also got on a live stream with Tate, ever since Tate's arrest in Miami, complete silence.
Right.
And remember Trump's former lawyer who told Tate that she was a big fan?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Well, when Tate's team called her after his arrest, she didn't get back to him. And then there's George Janko, who defended Tate to his audience and even to his own wife. Following the arrest, he issued an apology video for supporting him.
But I made a mistake and I went too hard on the clickbaiting. I'm not endorsing him. Dude, I'm sorry, man.
And perhaps even more devastating,
Donald Trump is the future of the Western world. He's a good friend of mine.
when the White House was asked if they would step in, the Secretary of State said that there was no role for them to play, maybe ever. And it's not just the famous friends abandoning Tate.
If 2 years ago we ran a poll, 80% would be on their side. The guys just ran a poll right now. It's at 50-50.
Oh no. They've done a petition. Stop the extradition of Andrew and Tristan Tate. 231 signatures. No one cares, bro. You got one dude outside. It does say if you squint, Tate are heroes again. Pretty sure he spelled heroes wrong.
And even more critically,
this is embarrassing. You got this guy supporting you. You in jail, and this one guy protesting outside. He didn't even spell heroes wrong. He didn't even spell heroes right. This is ridiculous. And all those people 6 months ago, Candace Owens, Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., all these people that were supporting Andrew Tate, they're not there no more. Why? Because this stuff is not real. Where's the support now? People would be fraudulent, bro.
The woman who served as their spokesperson for 3 years, she was the one person who read the case files, wrote the statements, and every time that the world accused them, she was the one who answered.
Yeah, do you feel then that the Tate brothers are unfairly being targeted?
Absolutely.
But just a couple of days ago, she sat down with Piers Morgan and revealed that she quit working for him after having a change of heart.
There's evidence on both sides. I definitely cannot ignore the amount of stories that keep coming out from other women. His own character witness that he has left his footprint on the internet because Andrew has done himself a huge disservice by being his own worst character witness in the story because of what he says and what he professes and his attitude towards women.
So in just a few years, Andrew Tate's support went from this to this. So what exactly changed? Well, take a look at this. This was 2016 when Andrew Tate was a contestant on Big Brother, but he only lasted 6 days after video surfaced of him hitting a woman with a belt. He said it was consensual, but the show removed him anyway, and the story ran in every paper in Britain. And that was 10 years ago, back when almost nobody followed him. But that was soon about to change. By 2021, Tate was selling courses on how to get rich, publicly describing the same webcam business that prosecutors would later punt at the center of their trafficking case against them. On his own website, he explained it in detail.
That's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich. So that teaches everything I know from start to finish about...
Listen, you cannot find... that's called pimping. That's called prostitution. All you young people out there, you cannot find women and make them work for you and make them be one-pound girls. That is called prostitution. That's basic sex trafficking, gang. You cannot do that. Why do I have to tell you guys that? This is just... And all these people that so-called supported Tate, they act like they didn't know this shit was going on. This shit happened. Just people just so fake, man.
Not only getting girls, not only obtaining them, but retaining them.
We're taking their money, all of it.
And the money was only half of the things that he bragged about.
So I'm doing this, I turn and whack, and I smack her, I spark her, right? So I end up in the court for GBH against the female and grievous bodily harm, and I broke her jaw and all this stuff.
But even as all of these clips were circulating, his popularity kept climbing. And by 2022, he became the most searched name on Google, with more than 12 billion views on TikTok alone. But it was at this peak of his fame that he was arrested.
The controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate has been arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group.
He was arrested for rape and trafficking, the same charges that he's facing now. But still, it only seemed to make him richer. His online academy grew to 168,000 members. So while he sat in jail, he was ranking in $8 million a month. And with prosecutors seeming to fail to bring together a case against him, he seemed untouchable. And he later taunted people by tweeting how he missed human trafficking. So the clips and the confessions of doing the same sorts of things that he's being charged with haven't stopped coming out ever since. In fact, all of the clips that you've seen by now, his fans have seen as well, but they still stayed loyal to him.
Yep.
Through everything, they continue to proclaim his innocence, saying that all of this was just a Matrix attack. And that was the dominant narrative around his name for years, until this happened.
Breaking, Andrew and Tristan Tate have been arrested in Miami.
Now, keep in mind that he hasn't been convicted, so everything right now is only alleged.
Okay, he hasn't been evicted, but trust me, if you got 57 charges against you, gang, you're going to jail, gang. That's not... Come on, bro. If not going to jail, you're going to be found guilty at least 20. If you got 57 charges against you, let's do the number. If you got 57 charges against you, bro, you at least going to be guilty of 25. At least 25, bro. What are we talking about?
But the important question here is, what finally changed for so many people? Since all of these clips have been out for years, long before the recent arrest, then the arrest can't fully explain it. And it's here that some of you are probably thinking, if this was real, they would have gotten him years ago. So he's clearly being targeted. And I'll be the first to say that maybe that's true. But two things can be true at the same time. He could be being targeted, and still have said those things that we just heard with our own ears.
Right.
And not to mention, it still doesn't answer the real question. Why did so many people believe him through it all? Well, the answer comes from someone on the inside.
So that was one of the reasons why I decided to leave. Realized that I had been primed to believe in his innocence. And you know, like in any echo chamber that you spend a lot of time, my lens started to be very crooked. My instinct was to instantly dismiss it and just be like, yeah, right, that didn't happen, of course. And after the fact, I had a little bit of time to reflect, and I realized I can't believe I just dismissed that without even giving it a single second thought.
This woman, their lawyer or something like that, the representative, it's like people, it's called cognitive dissonance, right? People know something is wrong, but they will try to convince themselves or gaslight themselves that is not wrong. This is what this woman went through. She knew she saw videos of Andrew Tate saying all of this type of crazy stuff. She knew she saw the evidence, but because the money was coming in, she didn't say nothing. This is cognitive dissonance. When you know something is wrong, but you just ignore it because you don't want to be exposed to the truth. This is ridiculous, man.
And that's why I realized that my objectivity was gone.
Now, remember that this was his spokesperson. So her job was literally to come up with the reasons for why he was innocent. And when an accuser story came out, her reflex before thought was that it didn't happen. Not because she didn't have the evidence. For 3 years, all of it was on her desk and it settled nothing. Even to this day, she says that she'll never be able to resolve whether or not they're guilty. So the evidence was never the issue. It was her loyalty that was the issue. We all know what it's like to let loyalty get between us and objectivity and cause us to focus only on defending and explaining things away. And if it happened to her, with everything on her desk, it can happen 1,000 times easier to the fans who never read a single file. And if you want to see the type of things that loyalty can make you dismiss, then take a look at this. This right here is Bree Stern, who met Tate in the summer of 2024, and she wasn't a fan. By her own account, she barely knew who he was.
Initially, he was just warm and loving and, claimed that he respects women and that everything on the internet was just kind of a facade, and I believed him. Like, for example, he was like, don't look me up on the internet because there's some allegations of human trafficking, but I would never do that. I had a webcam business, it's all shit. Don't look into it, it's dumb. It's very convincing and very believable, and I just think that a lot of his followers are just kind of hypnotized by him like I was.
But then, in March of last year, at a hotel in Beverly Hills, she alleges that he beat her and choked her. She went to the police that week, and doctors confirmed she was post-concussed.
Okay.
Now, Tate denies all of it in his countersuing. But it's hard not to notice that what she says sounds nearly identical to what lots of women have described over the years.
And then he grabbed me by my neck.
And he put his hands around my throat and started strangling me, kind of like crushing my windpipe.
He was strangling me so hard.
Bro, there's literally a video of him beating a woman with a belt. Like, what are we talking about?
I couldn't breathe.
Women who don't know each other from different countries have all described the same things about Tate, just like Lauren Sutherland did when she reported it to the police back in 2018.
Tate brings me back to the hotel room, strangles me, assaults me. I go to a hospital, I report it.
And in Tate's own words,
"You're seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit." Choke her so she can barely breathe till she's full breath.
So when Bree came forward in 2025 reporting the same thing, she claims that she got hundreds of messages from his followers calling her a liar and threatening to end her.
It's terrifying. I mean, I have specific people that are messaging me every single day over and over again.
And imagine for a second that Bree and other women who's accused Tate of something similar are all telling the truth. Well, this is what that kind of loyalty does to real people's lives. Today, standing with Tate stopped being a movement. After asking for support multiple times, and at the time of this recording, this is the most amount of people.
They got the AI prime minister. This is embarrassing, bro.
We've seen so far outside of his jail. It's his lawyer, a Proud Boys member, the same guy that we saw earlier, and 2 more. The thing that changed is that supporting Tate has now become embarrassing. Culture just doesn't look at him the same anymore. And loyalty that answers to a crowd goes wherever the crowd goes. So that's what's changed, not the evidence, which means that abandoning Tate isn't about the truth any more than supporting him was. But the thing is, every human loyalty comes with a day. The day you find out and you have to choose between the person you pledge yourself to and the truth about them. His spokesperson's day came slowly, over 3 years. Bree says hers came in a hotel room. And for millions of young men, it came over the last few weeks as Tate sits in a federal jail in Miami.
Wow.
In reality, there's only one loyalty where the day never comes. Jesus made a claim that no one else in history ever made. Not I tell the truth, but I am the truth. This means that loyalty to him and honesty can never pull against each other. When Thomas doubted Christ, he didn't get cast out, he got shown the evidence. Christ is the only one who will never betray the loyalty that you give him. There's nothing hidden waiting to come out, no manipulating you for his own benefit. In fact, he had nothing to gain from us and instead gave us everything. So while everyone is done with Andrew Tate, we know someone who isn't. Christ, who wants nothing more than to see Tate turn to him. So as he faces these 59 charges in court,
I don't care about anything else other than those two sets of eyes up there seeing me and knowing that there is only one person out there that's saying, I got you.
we pray for Tate to look up and to see him.
Yeah, I'm not praying for Andrew Tate. I'm going to say my prayers for somebody else. I'm not praying for Andrew Tate. That's not what I'm finna do. Y'all can pray for Andrew Tate. I'm not praying for him, gang. I'm not praying for him. He'll be all right. He did what he did. He got to pay the consequences. He got to deal with his actions. Other than that, this is how I see us in this show. Thank you for watching this video. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate has been charged with over 50 counts, federal counts. So let's just put it like this: they're going to jail. Nobody's beating the feds. Other than that, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.